So I've already started a little bit on this, but I'm gonna pretty much make a how-to. This is how to put the 2000 mid-range, like '05 or whatnot, F-150 fog lights in the Ford Maverick. So first off, this is what you got to do. You got to cut the holes out and pretty much make mounting brackets. It seems like that's pretty much it. And here we go. So here's the early 2000 F-150 fogs. And then you got the factory bumper plate, unless you have an FX4. Pretty much all I did was take a body saw and I had traced it out, cut it out. So then you have that. After it's cut out, you can see it's pretty close. It is going to fit behind for sure. You just gotta be careful on your trimming. I went through and I did kind of rough it up with a file to kind of get the edges better. I'll put some little window trim stripping. I'll show you kind of like what I did before on a wing. It's just this little edging, makes it look a lot better. I'll put some of that. So here's the F-150 fog lights, and one thing that we're going to have to do with the mounting is the way that these mount. If you can see, they slide into a hole, and there's like a U-shaped hook that locks them in. So because we're not going to be using that, we're going to be taking it off. We're going to be flipping it around. So when we flip it around like this, we're going to be able to slide it into a L bracket, and then we're just going to double nut the back or put a nut on the back. That'll keep it stationary just as well without having to use this little L-shaped hook that slides in there, if you can kind of tell how it's set up. But we'll get back to that in a second. All right, so these are the things you need to get to mount this, or this is what I'm going to try to use. So I got this extra long one. These come in individuals. They're like $2 a piece at Walmart. So this one is going to be for this far down one right here. That way it can still mount to the top of the factory bracing. And then these L's, they will be long enough to mount to the bracing as well. So you can get a pack of the L's. You get 4 of them. That'll be enough for both sides. And then as far as that long one, that's why I got 2 packs of these. Self-tapping screws. That way we can mount these to the bracing. I think there's like 5 in there, so that should be enough. I did get 2 packs. And then as far as the mount on the back, like I said, we're going to flip it around. It is a M6 1.0 thread, so we'll just put a nut on the back of that. That way we can slide pretty much that right in one of them holes, then put a nut on the back, lock it in, and we will try to get that started in a minute. Let's go. And last item I forgot to go over was the wiring harness. Now, I just got one of these really easy fog light wiring harness kits. Got it off, I believe off AliExpress. It was like $7. I'm not going to be pushing much wattage through this because I have swapped out my bulbs for the LED bulbs. So I'm not going to be drawing much power, but this is rated at 40 amps on the relay. The wiring's not too crazy thick, but it's not horrible either. So we're going to tap this into the parking lots. That's where I'm going to run mine. I don't want to have to use a switch or anything like that, like a lot of other people do. I just want them on all the time. So pretty much if the parking lots are on, these lights are going to be on. It also came with a switch to activate it, but I'm just going to jumper it. That way I ain't got to do that. But yeah, you can get these off Amazon. I think they're like 10 or 15 bucks, or eBay as well. I use AliExpress. I had coins saved up, so I saved a little bit on that. But yeah, that was the last thing. Yeah, so this is the finished product. Sorry I couldn't go a little bit more detail on how I made the brackets. I was kind of fighting with it for a little bit, and I just had to wing it. But here you go. The L brackets are just mounted to the back of the factory bumper, not the frame. I may go and rechange it later, but here you go.